Welcome back. It's your best friends. It's Austin, and
It's Sean.
how you been, man?
Not too bad. Just got back from a trip to the beach, so that's pretty good. Um, Family was getting COVID, but I did not.
You did
Killing it.
not. You're
Killing
a
it.
healthy man.
Thank you
Love it.
to stupid amount of vitamin C and liquid IV.
Yes,
Those
perfect.
are killer.
Also, thank you to the subscribe button for being hit because those help Sean not get sick.
That's right. That's
So
right.
if you
That keeps me
subscribe
alive.
and you like the video, actually, Sean gets life force energy from that, as he calls it. I don't know why he calls it that, but this
That's
is what he
true.
says to me off camera. That's all we
Yeah.
talk about.
I'm like, dude, I really need those likes to come in because my life
Yeah,
force
and he's
energy
like,
is kind of
itching his
at an
arm,
all-time. Yeah.
scratching his arm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
He's
bad.
like, look on my phone app. I'm like, that's Apple Podcasts. He's like, no, this is Life Force Energy.
It's an Apple Health app, but it's actually just the podcast app.
I've been worried about
Spotify.
Sean lately.
Besides that, it's been good. I'm about to go on a trip, which is exciting. Going on a road trip with a friend of mine.
You're going all over the place.
Yeah, going to Austin, Texas for a week, and then we're going to Phoenix, and then San Diego, and then going to Denver, Colorado, and then coming back. So,
Man,
future podcasts will be recorded in Airbnbs.
different states. That's so
right.
awesome. That's awesome.
I didn't even think about the time difference. Oh man.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but
it'll just be late for me, and I'll just look like a zombie.
That's fine. We've had a couple of those.
We
late boys.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
how about you? How was your week?
It was good. I've been teaching a lot of lessons and recording a lot of videos for my channel, and yeah, it's been good.
Good.
I can't complain about anything. I don't have anything like as exciting as going to the beach, like you said, but just been grinding.
Yeah.
And teaching lessons, which is fun. So,
well, hey, the grind is fun.
The grind is fun. I have an error I need to fix that I said on, I think 2 episodes ago. We were talking about Apple a bunch. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told you to guess what the Apple tax was for any app on the App Store.
And you guessed like 20%.
And I was like, dude, yeah, it's 20%. No, bro, it's 30%. I don't know.
My God.
It's 30%. I know. Isn't that way worse? Like, oh my God, dude, they take so much. Like I was listening to someone talk about some subscription service that you can get an app for versus you can go like on a website for, and they take 30%.
Oh my God.
So it seems like it's like everything, any payment that goes through the App Store. So that is interesting.
That is really high.
That's 20%
was already really high.
20% is really high, but 30% is really, really high.
Is there anybody that's like a competitor to that as far as putting apps on an app store? Because like as far
Google
as
Play Store.
But isn't that free?
I don't know. We'd have to do some
we'd have to
some
do
article research.
That's what I'm saying. Because if Apple's the only one doing that, then maybe we should get in the business.
Maybe we should get in the App Store business. That sounds really stressful.
That sounds really hard.
A lot of data.
You have to create a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Well,
Amazon tried to do it and they failed.
That's true.
Yeah, like with they had like a Fire Phone, I think is what they called it.
A Fire Phone? It makes me think of the Fire Festival. Did you ever hear about that?
Dude, I know the Fire Festival. That's funny. It's about like the Fire Festival. It happened, it was like hype for 10 seconds and then nothing happened. But yeah, I need to pull up an article. Maybe that'll be my next article about the Amazon phone and how it just totally failed.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but interesting. Yeah, we should talk about that. It did. Yeah. Okay.
It did a bad job.
I feel like I would have heard about it because it was Amazon, but yeah, I don't know. They just came out with that like Amazon controller thing. You know how Google has Stadia?
Yeah.
Which is like the video game platform over like Google Chrome and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Amazon just released their own version of that. I wonder how that's doing. It's like Luna or something.
Actually, I bet it's going to be a beast because Amazon owns Twitch. So they can just
that's true.
For free advertise it on Twitch.
Yeah.
Because they own Twitch. So I feel like it's going to do really well. If it's a good product. I don't know anything about it, but we could watch a Marcus Brownlee video and find out.
I'd be curious to know because I use Stadia and sometimes that still feels like a beta. I'm not gonna
really
lie. It's like it sometimes it just I don't know because it's running straight off of Wi-Fi, but it just feels like when you do an internet test and your internet test says a particular thing, it just feels like it should be performing way better than it is. And it's just like,
well, to be fair, I feel like that about any online video game.
That's true.
Like, I'm like, wow, everything's good, and why am I still so laggy? It's like they say I'm on a dedicated server, but it feels like I'm on some dude's server at his house.
Yeah. Well, the worst
Yeah.
part is the game is not running on your system too. So it's like not
True.
only am I lagging in this game, it's also like the screen is pixelated
Oh
and I
God.
can't like move. I have to wait for a second because I'm watching a slideshow.
It's that bad?
It's sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it can get like really bad.
Well,
yeah,
hating on Google. This is a Google app we're on, so we better watch it.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, you're right. But, if you want to play some games, it's it's free. Well, you have to buy the games, but it's free. It actually is free, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I like that.
You don't have to buy like a $500 console to start playing video games. That's
nice. Consoles are pretty cheap now, though.
Not those PS5s, baby.
Really? Oh my God, I forgot about that. Those are some funny videos came out of that whole fiasco.
Oh my God. If you go through like Facebook Marketplace for a while, I don't know if it's still like this, but if you went through Facebook Marketplace for a while, it was like $1,000 or something for a PS5.
They were crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I guess they just didn't make enough. Maybe that was strategic. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was a supply like chain issue.
Was that pre-Corona? I think that was like right before Corona.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like it was.
I think you might be right. Were we having issues with chips at that point?
No.
Or was that after Corona? Okay.
That was after Corona. That was like in the last 12 months we've had issues with chips.
Okay.
So I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we are. You got an article?
Yeah, I got an article. Let me just share my screen real quick. Baby, would you look at that? Your home for private music lessons. That's right.
It's my home. Let's go.
.com. That's right. Yours, Austin's home for private music lessons.
Cloudmusicsuite.com.
Good list of some good looking instructors right here teaching a variety of instruments. Look at this guy right here. What a guy. Go check him out. We also have a brand new Cloud Music Suite. I mean, they have a brand new blog out, How Marching Band Prepares You for College by Kinsey Elliott.
Yes, 4-minute read.
4-minute read, pretty easy. Go check it out.
I love it.
But I have an article. California bees can legally be fish and have the same protections a court has ruled.
This is so California, dude. Oh my God.
That's exactly the reaction I was expecting.
California bees can legally be fish. It's like those videos where someone's like, well, I'm an attack helicopter. Like I identify as, something ridiculous. I identify as a turtle. So
well, the best part is California says you identify as a fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The bees aren't saying that. California says you are a fish.
What's the basis for this? They got me with the title. So
a fishy ruling from California. So already off to a great start. The California court has ruled bees can legally be considered fish under specific circumstances. So not even all circumstances. The ruling released May 31st reversed an earlier judgment which found bumblebees could not be considered fish under the
there was an earlier ruling that had to talk about this?
Apparently.
They had to bring this to court and say, all right, guys, bumblebees are not fish. And they were like, someone had to say, but they are. But they're not.
That's
oh my God.
So interesting. Someone was like, let me posit this idea. And they're like, what? Bumblebees is fish? Under the California Endangered Species Act. So, okay, the issue presented
this is so progressive. Oh my gosh.
The bumblebee, oh my God. What is this, CNN? A terrestrial invertebrate falls within the definition of a fish, as that term is used in the definitions of endangered species in sections 2062, threatened species in section 2067, and candidate species in section 2068 of the Act. So basically it's like a protection of bees by classifying them as fish due to some, loophole of definitions.
I've got a better idea. Just protect the bees with a totally different thing, so you don't look like a bunch of dinguses.
That's my first reaction was that. I was like, why can't we just protect the bees? Why do we have to find weird definitions? It's weird semantic arguments to fit into legal ramifications. And then the second thought I had was, and I think we may have explored this in a previous episode, but isn't it words are so weird? It's weird that we
very weird.
Have set words that define specific things, and some of those words just change over time, and those words have like legal ramifications and cultural ramifications. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, sometimes I just think like, why, like, do we have to?
I mean, I think we have to. I do think we have to.
Yeah.
But the semantics is definitely annoying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why is it not a fish? I guess that's a good question. Why can't you call it a fish? It definitely isn't a fish, though.
Yeah.
Like, a fish is something. It's not just a,
words
we just use a word. Yeah, exactly. It's like there's something behind the word. Like, that is actually a thing. And the things that aren't that are not that. And they're never going to be that. No bumblebee is ever going to be a fish.
this is true. I like how
actually,
they put
and
it.
no fish is ever going to be a bumblebee.
That's also true.
Anyway,
I like how it says, but in a lucky loophole for insects, mollusks, and other spineless creatures, as if like bees are out there like, yes.
They're like, yes, bro, I'm a fish. I told you I was a fish.
Dude, everybody
didn't believe in me. I believed in myself. I'm a fish. He's gonna post on Instagram. He's gonna have like 4 100 emojis,
Changes the description. 100, 100, 100. Fish.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Y'all didn't believe in me. Oh my god.
Fish. I like how they put fish in quotes like everywhere that it's put in this article.
Yeah, what's
like,
up with that? Fish. I don't understand. Oh, Jesus.
Let's see.
This is so California cringe.
It really is. The court's decision allows California to protect some of its most endangered pollinators, a step which will contribute to the resilience of the state's native ecosystems and farms. Yeah, I mean, that's about it.
Pretty ridiculous.
Pretty ridiculous.
We didn't give a website rating. I'd give it like I don't know. There's like paid content, random ads, and related articles.
I'd
give it like
a
6. I saw.
It was like
I still think it's a 6.
Top. I'd give it a 5. I think it's worse than a 6.
Average 5.5. I'll take it.
It sounds good. We'll
you know what that rounds up to, baby? 6.
Yeah, that's true. You got me. I'm gonna put it 5.
100, 100, 100.
Compared to the Cloud Music Suite blog, I think we gave that a 6.
It's not even close to 6.9. Yeah.
On the 6.9 scale.
Yes. Amazing. The most important scale.
Right. Of course.
Well, there's one that's more important, but anyway. Dude, you know how you ever seen those barber videos where they're like, hey bro, let me cut your hair for free, I'll just take a video of it? You ever seen those?
No.
Okay, all right, let me just go down a rabbit hole. There's these like, they're normally young kids, and all right, I'm just trying to think about how to say this the right way. all right, they're normally young kids that seemingly like just they want the clout, so they offer free haircuts, but they say, I'm going to record it and I'm going to post this on like Facebook, Facebook Watch and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all that. And then they'll, cut their hair, and they're like, it's always the same. It's like, oh yeah, sure, for free. Don't mess my hair up. And they're always like, oh, I got you, bro. And then he cuts his hair, and like while he's talking to him, every time it's the like most cringy motivational talk. Always, like, it always goes down that rabbit hole. And that's probably why it's popular on Facebook, because that type of stuff does so well on Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
I just re-downloaded Facebook for some business purposes, but anyway, this is why I had thought of it, because I just saw it recently. They're like cutting their hair. I'm allergic to these. I'm coughing. Anyway, they're cutting their hair, and they're always like, "So what do you do for a living, man?" And it's always like, "Oh, I'm a rapper," or something that's like creative. And they're like, "Oh, that's amazing. Can I hear your music?" It seems so staged. Maybe it is. And then they show him their music, like while he's cutting his hair. He's like, dude, man, you really got that talent. You know what you need to do? You just need to put your head down and not listen to the critics, man. Don't look at the negative comments. You're amazing. You're perfect how you are, and you're just going to kill it, man. Like, I just feel like you got to see something special every single time it's those videos.
I've never seen these videos
this
before.
Is so, but the way they're saying it is so cringe. It's so cringe. Like, I'm trying to be nice, because it probably did make that person's day better, but like, oh my God, these are words. Like, if someone told me this, I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, I don't need this right now. I don't need a motivational speech. Thank you.
Go out there and you need to try hard. You just got to try so hard, like really hard. You
just got to hustle. You got to grustle. That's the grind and hustle.
The Grussel. Oh my God.
You know the Grussel.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
I was really hoping that you describing those videos is going to take like a huge turn. Like I thought it was going to be like, oh, I'll cut your hair for free, man. And like he starts cutting his hair and he just goes, oh, whoops. And like completely like,
oh, that would be really funny. That dude would definitely get his ass beat, but that'd be really funny.
See, that would be good. That one would get me.
That would be funny. I'm sure there's a video out there that exists like that. It's probably staged though.
Yeah.
It's a prank, bro. Remember the prank era of YouTube? Good God, dude, that was the worst era of YouTube for sure.
It's worse because it was like they were never pranks. It was just like people not great
and
things.
Then I thought it was funny because like the downfall of the prank YouTubers was like a new era of YouTube because it was all like so and so exposed, and then there was like an exposed era of YouTube where like everything was like Sean Danielson exposed. Yeah. Everything was exposed. Yeah, it's weird. So like one trend paved way for the next trend. Yeah, hilarious.
Oh my God, I wonder if we could dissect what all the eras of YouTube are.
That'd be good.
Like be able to label it.
I should write that down. I'm gonna write that down.
We should do that at some point.
Yes, I'll write that down. That's a great idea. Eras of YouTube.
Yes. The other thing I thought you were going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Was when he's like cutting his hair and he's just like, oh, I'm a rapper. He's just like, oh, can I hear some of your stuff? And he starts rapping like while he's getting his hair cut.
He's like moving his head around. He's like, bro, hold your head still. He's like, I'm in the flow.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, I was hoping that was what was gonna happen.
You're killing the flow.
It's just like a lot of like he's giving him a lot of like you know what I mean? It's like not even rapping.
Or he's like, actually, I'll rap a few beatbox for me while you cut my hair.
That'd be savage.
He's like,
be better if he didn't even ask. He was like, I'm a rapper, and the guy cutting his hair is just like, oh, okay.
Let's hear it, baby. It's like a power move. That's like if you're really testing their rap skills.
If I was like a new rapper and like not comfortable with my stuff yet, I don't even know how I'd respond to that situation. I'd be like,
me neither.
No.
Like I was just kidding.
Yeah. Or even if you're just like an established rapper. Like imagine if you started doing that to like 21 Savage, he'd be like, what? Dude,
I just saw a video. I don't know if it was staged or not, but there was some concert and Kanye was in the front row. Kanye West was in the front row, and the guy like that was singing, who had the mic, came down off the stage, and he's like talking to Kanye, like live during. And he's like, "You want to get a verse?" And Kanye's just like looking around at everyone that he's with. And he's like, ah, and he was like, "Come on, get a verse." And then anyway, he ended up taking the mic and like freestyling a verse. He was basically just talking on the mic, in time because it was like very impromptu. Like he's in a full suit. It's like so amazing. Weird.
Dude, that's so weird. The rappers probably get that a lot. Yo, give me a freestyle, bro. Give me a freestyle.
You're probably right.
Never thought about that.
Want to. That's like Tom Segura when he talks about like going to see people and he's like, my favorite thing is when I tell people I'm a comedian and they're like, oh, tell me a joke. What you got?
Yeah.
Tell me a funny joke. True. And he's like, no, that's not how it works. It's mostly stories. I think that's why he made that special called Mostly Stories.
That makes sense.
Anyway, speaking of a story, I got a story for you.
All right.
This here is some HomeBiotic.
Oh, yes.
Dude, it's been so rainy here. It's been so rainy here that we had some mold in our garage. So about to douse that
here in my garage
with HomeBiotic here in my garage. That's an era of YouTube. It wasn't like on the walls or anything. It was just like on a few things. Like I had some old boots out there.
Oh, okay.
They got moldy, so I had to throw them away. But anyway. I'll be treating with HomeBiotic.
Nice.
There's a link in the description for this amazing product. I was with someone today and they were like, dude, I thought you were about to say HomeBiotic. And I was like, I thought about it. It's like, just talk about it in normal life. That's why we got the affiliate link, because I use the product on a daily basis and I think it's life-changing. So if you get some, let us know how you like it and leave a comment. So yeah.
Please do. It's the good stuff.
Link in the description.
Yes. Leave comments on everything too. We will read your comments. We'll read them on the podcast.
Oh, yes. We will read them on the podcast.
I'll go ahead and do the other stuff too. Make sure you like, subscribe, send it to your friends. We're on Spotify. So if you're watching on YouTube, go check us out on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. That's the good stuff.
Yes. there's a video for our faces if you're a Spotify guy or girl.
Yes. So check us out on YouTube and you'll see our faces and the article. That's another thing. You'll be able to see the article in real time.
Yes. Comment from the last video. Nathan Scudleric says, we need the rap and hip hop top 3. He says, we need it. Another one, Robert Thompson. I know that guy. He said he liked the follow-up point on our life-changing habits. He's with us 100%. So 2 comments there from 2 amazing people. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing more of those.
That's right. Yep.
All right.
It's a good one.
I have a ridiculous story.
I'm ready to hear it.
And that ridiculous story is going to lead us into our last talking point. So, work for the government, right? I heard a friend tell me a story that they heard from somebody else. So I can't, I can't vouch for the validity of this story, but I trust this person, so I'm going to tell it. They said that another school was trying to hire a teacher, and that teacher was right out of college. She's like 22 years old. It's a female, 22 years old, and her resume was perfection. Her interview was great. Like everything was perfectly smooth, like as good as it could be. And they were super excited. And the whole vibe in the interview was like, this is awesome. Like, we're so excited to have you on the team. So they said, well, we're excited to get you started. We just got to get you through the HR process, human resources, to make sure you do the background check and all that. Do you have any questions? And she was like, actually, I do have one question. And they were like, oh yeah, of course. And, they assume probably it's going to be a great question. She says, since I'm 22 and there's really not that big of an age gap, how do you guys feel just in general about student to teacher relationships? Just like, what's the general feeling about them?
Wait. High school?
High school. High school teacher. Can you imagine saying that in an interview?
The word, wow. Oh,
that's like rule number 1 through 1,000. It's like, no.
I want to know where she went to school and like the kinds of people that she was going to school with. That is,
bro, insane. That's a good question. Like, what if that was like commonplace where she went to school?
Yeah.
We got to put that school on blast. Like, that's horrible.
That's really bad.
Oh my God.
Wow. What's your policy on dating minors? That's what she just said. Like, what?
Holy Jesus. Yeah, what's your policy on breaking the law? How you feel if I do that here?
Dude, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Isn't that wild? Like, what would compel you to even ask that? Even if you were curious, like maybe get the job first and then ask a coworker, not the freaking people that are hiring you. Like, she had to be so oblivious.
So naive. Yeah. How do you, like, what world do you live in where that's not a wrong thing to ask or say?
I don't know.
That's so crazy.
I don't know. Anywhere in the US, I feel like you should definitely understand that that's not okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the first, I don't know, probably anywhere.
That's probably true.
Pretty ridiculous. But it made me think, what are the best ways to ruin an interview? Like if we had a YouTube channel dedicated to like ruining interviews, how would we do it? I thought about this. So like you go in, your resume just shows that you're unbelievably qualified. Maybe you're not, and you just like lied to get the interview, and then you crush the interview. Like any technical questions, it's like easy, snap of the fingers, like no issues at all, and you just crush it. You're like overqualified. And then same thing. They're like, you have any questions? Like, this is awesome. You seem like the perfect fit. Do you have any questions? And then you're like, you got a good one?
It's just like, I was just thinking about like this concept of this girl, like sitting here and, thinking of a question and then like taking the interviewers down like this long rabbit hole of like shit that doesn't seem like, it seems like a legit question until it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, what's your policy for like, you bring in and get like outside guests for lunch? And they're just like, oh yeah, no, like, that's fine. And it's like, oh, sweet. That's good. On Tuesdays, I have like this prostitute that comes in and lunchtime is like our time to like,
what about like drop-offs, in the office, like drop-offs in the front office? Like if I forget something or I need I kind of just need something dropped off here. You guys okay with that? Is that, and they're like, oh yeah, no worries. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Because my drug dealer's right down the street. And I really, I don't want to like drive over there after work. That's kind of inconvenient.
I've already sent him the address, and
if I could, he's gonna drop it off every Friday. So just I'll be stocked up every weekend. Is that okay? You know that Dave Chappelle episode where the dude's head explodes? Like I feel like that's what would happen.
Dude, I don't even know how would if an interview would end that interview, I think is a better question.
Well, that's it. I feel like I'd be like, well, you're definitely not getting this job. So
yeah, next.
Or I'd be like, are you fucking with me?
Yeah, that's true. Like, it'd be better if they're like, what a weird
some balls. Oh my god.
So true. You're getting like a tour of the classroom. So like, yeah, this is where you're gonna be working. You open up the closet and you're just like, yeah, how many bodies do you think could fit? It's just like you like stacking dead ones.
Like this. I'm thinking 13. What do you think?
Like being so casual about these questions, I think is what like delivers it. I think it's so great that she asked it like dead serious. Like she was not like
so
nervous.
Unreal, man. How do you guys feel about breaking the law? She should have just said that. How do you feel about potential felonies?
Oh my god. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. This is kind of a separate topic, but it's kind of similar in a way. It's like, you know how like when you grow up, there's things that you're like taught or like you're raised in a particular way and you think it's normal, and then you start to encounter other people and they see how you behave like doing a particular thing and it's like completely not normal.
Like what?
Like well, here's an example for me. I don't know about you, but when you make a sandwich, do you ever butter like the bread before you put like ham and cheese and stuff on, or do you just put ham and cheese straight on?
I haven't made a sandwich in a long time, so I'm a bad person to ask, but that sounds pretty good.
It is good, but everybody that I know, like my friends, when they see me do it, they're like, you'd like butter the bread like beforehand? And I'm like, yeah. That's like an example of like a small one. But the conversation I was having with somebody the other day was, wouldn't it be funny if you had like, you're just like average Joe, just like the most like normal dude like on the planet. Like you just picture a dude who works in an office, but like he like has his coffee in the morning just like as separate entities. So he'll like grind his beans and then scoop them into his mouth, and then he'll just dump water down his
like pre-workout.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
god, dude.
And it's like, what if you just like walked into work every day and it's like Joe is there and he's like, a normal dude. He's good at his job, but then he just spoons some coffee grounds into his mouth. And it's just like, wow, what's wrong with you?
He's like, well, this is how I did it growing up. So, it's just what exactly.
I know. And his parents both do that.
Exactly. You think I'm weird? You should meet my parents.
They butter their breads before they put ham and cheese on. Weirdos, dude. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Do you think it's weird that people don't do that? A lot of people put mayonnaise on there.
Yeah, that's true. But that's
I feel like
normal.
that's just a what do you mean?
That's a staple. It seems like a staple condiment. Like that you normally see that on sandwiches.
I guess. You win this time.
This time. I don't know. That was something I always did growing up. And one time I did it and like 3 people in the room were like, I've never done that before. And I was like, this is a weird reaction right now. It's just I feel like
people get unnecessarily like bent out of shape when you do things differently than them with food. Like anytime, like if you eat different than the general group of people you're around, it's like people make a huge deal out of it.
Yeah.
It's so annoying to me. But anyway.
That's fair.
Or when people like, I know that it's well-meaning, but if they're eating something and then they like, I think they're just curious or they want to have a talking point. They're like, oh, you couldn't even eat this, right? I'm like, I mean, I could. What do you mean? Like, I would just feel like crap. Like,
wait, like allergy wise?
I could eat it. Yeah, like food allergy, like food sensitivities. Weird. Like, yes, I could eat it, but like,
oh, you're allergic to this, right?
So I could like chew it. I don't know. I could swallow it.
This, right?
Sick.
It's like if you eat a piece of chocolate in front of a dog and you're just like, you can't have any of this, right?
Yeah.
You would die if you ate this.
Just taunting him. It's really good. But It's not for you because you're a dog and I'm not a dog. And...
Yeah, this is human food. You wouldn't understand that.
Turn your head back and forth. Bites your ankle.
Amazing. Oh my god. Good. All right. Well, that's
I just realized it says my name as just Austin, and this says your name as both your names.
I thought about that earlier when you said Robert Thompson. I was like, I looked at my name and then I looked at yours and I was like, the mystery.
What a mystery. That's Sean's dad.
It's my dad. Separate last name.
It's a long story.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
Man. You got a thought of the week?
No. What?
None at all?
I was thinking about something. I don't really know how to word it. I was talking to my brother about just like growing up and just like our parents and just like speculating how they grew up, and I don't know how to like
purposefully not asking your parents, but just like trying to figure it out.
Well, yeah, just based on like behavior, and then thinking about people we know and their parents and their behaviors growing up, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't have a concrete like message to that, but I was thinking about that this week of just like, it's interesting to think about an individual's behavior and then their parents as a result of that, but then like where did those behaviors come from their parents, like when they were growing up. I don't know. It was just an interesting thought that I was having.
My dad was just talking to me about this, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like different things that he'll see me do that he saw his dad do, and he's like, I bet he saw his dad do that. Like, where did it start? Just like certain like body postures we'll put ourselves in when we're talking about something specific. Yeah. He's like, I do that.
Yeah, it's super interesting. Like I'll like see my grandfather and like he'll react to things in the same way that my dad will. And I'll be like, whoa.
It's crazy.
Like what if my great grandfather, does he do the same? Would he have done the same thing?
I mean, probably crazy. Someone had to start it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who was the pioneer? And everyone else is a sheep.
99% are sheep.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
That was funny. I like that thought of the week.
Yeah.
It's very real. It's like the nature versus nurture thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. Definitely the nurture side. That's the other part is like, do I have a thought of the week? No, don't you dare apologize to me.
All right. I take
Be disrespectful. Thank you.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Thank you. Do I have a thought of the week? That's me stalling. Man, I don't think I have a thought of the week. I guess I got one. It's so hard to know how you're perceived. So hard to know. So much so that I don't even think it's worth thinking about.
I agree with that.
And I think everyone is always incorrect about how they believe they're being perceived. Like people who think they're bad teachers, and then all that you hear about them is like that they're an amazing teacher. It's so interesting. Or the opposite. Someone who thinks there's an amazing teacher, and then everyone thinks they're a bad teacher.
I kind of went down the like a separate thought of just like when you're young and you get like really self-conscious about things like looks or behaviors or something like that, and it's like you start to like create a story in your head, but like the reality is like everybody around you is probably like not thinking about that.
Dude, it's so true.
Like 0%.
I have a story about that. I had like a bad deviated septum. I got no surgery. It's still not like perfect, right? But it's like way different looking than it was, and like I can breathe a lot better. And I remember when I was like in high school, and I would say to someone, "Yeah, because oh my nose, whatever." And they'd be like, "Holy crap! I've known you for like 8 years. I never noticed that. That's insane. I didn't even know." And I was like, "What do you mean you didn't even know? Like, why are you lying to me right now? Like, don't try to make me feel better about myself." And they're like, "I'm 100% serious. Like, I never noticed." I'm like, "What?" And then I have another story about that. There's this YouTuber I watch like a lot. I'm subscribed to like 4 channels, and the Your Best Friends podcast is of course one of them. Click that sub button. Anyway, and this dude always records with the like front facing camera. So I think it's, it's like a certain orientation. And then he used a different camera one time, and it was like for like a shorts thing. So I think it was just like he had his phone, he was doing selfie, or maybe he never used his front facing camera. Regardless, his face was like mirror imaged. And I noticed like so many different things about his face. I was like, I never knew, like most people's jaw like is stronger on one side, so the mandible's a little longer. So their jaw is like not perfectly. I was like, what the heck? Like his jaw like looks like that? I had no idea. But then when I go back to the way I normally see him, I don't even notice it at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't notice his asymmetries at all. It's so weird.
It is very weird.
So yeah, on the looks front, I agree. Like blows my mind. Like we're really just taking the information as a whole, because you're normally like looking at their eyes, or some people look at the mouth, and then everything else is just like not a blur, but it's not in your exact focus, so you don't even notice.
Yeah, it's usually not at the forefront of your mind, unless I don't know. It's just usually not on most people's minds when they're looking at somebody. It's like they take in the person as they are, and then it's like
exactly
on to the next thing. And then people who are self-conscious about, I don't know how muscular they are, or how small they are, or whatever it is, they'll just start to get like, oh, like people are looking at me, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it in the physical sense. I was just thinking about like, I don't know, what's the other way? I guess like in terms of like skills and like, whether they like you or not, or or people who like are worried about like, oh well, I'm not funny, like
it's like imposter syndrome kind of thing too.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I just feel like no one's ever right about how they're perceived, ever.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So interesting.
Do you feel like, how often do you do like personality tests, or like have you ever had to do something for like work that's like a personality test, or do something?
I've had to do something. I've definitely had to do something.
That's something else we should do on the podcast.
Like type A, type B, you mean?
Sure.
Or like more,
or like 16 personalities.
Yeah, I've done it. I don't really remember it though.
I was just gonna ask, like, do you find it difficult to like analyze yourself in that regard? Like if you're given like a bunch of questions and it's like, how would I react in this situation? Or
I feel like someone else should answer it for you, because and like if a significant other answered it, it'd probably be different than if like a coworker answered it.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting experiment. And then if you answered it, just to like compare the 3 or 4 or 5 or however many people you can get. Oh, I have a funny story. There was this dude, this is really funny. Okay. I'm gonna keep names out of the question, but I had a ex-girlfriend like a long time ago who had to do a personality test. They had to get someone else to do a personality test for them to like vouch for kind of their character.
Sure.
For like a workplace. And yeah, it was weird. So she was like, hey, will you do this personality test? I was like, sure, of course, send it over. So I'm like, wherever I am, we're not like next to each other. So I felt like that was the best time to do it, because then there's like no influence. All the things were like, I don't know, I answered extremely honestly. And it's one of the questions said, what are the odds or likelihood of this person becoming hostile? And I was like, let me just double check and Google the definition of hostile. And I was like, yeah, she definitely gets hostile. So I put like, out of a scale of like 1 to 5, I put like a 3 or 4. And she was like, what? She like got the results before they got sent off. She's like, why'd you put that? This is for work. And I was like, what? That's the truth. What are you doing right now? You're freaking out.
You're being hostile.
And then that made it way worse. Oh my God, dude. There's a lot of reasons why that didn't work out. But anyway, so
that's really funny.
Yeah, I felt like I was trapped from the beginning. In retrospect, I was like, this was
you should have said no.
Yeah, I should have
learned.
Like, this is absolutely not the right person to ask. Should have asked your mom.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Funny story. Anyway,
yeah.
Got anything else for the good of the world?
For the good of the world.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
No. All right.
No.
Well, I asked Andre Geek. He has 2 million subs on YouTube. He's starting a podcast. So I said, hey, let me get on your podcast. Me and my boy Sean, I want to be on your podcast. And then I said, and you can come on our podcast. His name's Andre Geek. If you know who he is, put it in the comments. Let him know. Go comment on his video and say, you need to be on the Your Best Friends podcast.
Yes.
So
we'd be on his. That'd be great.
2 million subs. His podcast is in a sauna at his house. So we'd have to fly to Vegas. I would absolutely do it though. If you made an appearance on our podcast, I would definitely fly to Vegas.
100%. Yes. That'd be sick.
That'd be super sick. So I emailed him once. If he doesn't respond, I'll email him again. And then I'm going to email him again. And then maybe one more time.
Nice. All right. Please comment.
Yes. We love the comments.
Get them in there.
Comments help the channel a lot. So.
Yes.
Comments.
100%.
All right. Head over to cloudmusicsuite.com. In the description, get yourself some lessons. Go to our link in the description for HomeBiotic. Click that subscribe button and let us know how you feel about the episode. We love you.
We love you. All right. Thank you.